Hello, welcome to day 23 of Sun Salutations. I'm Laren. I'm glad you're here. Looks like my cats will be joining us for our warm-up. For today, I thought we could work towards increasing our effort by moving through more sun salutations as we've done recently, but keeping it close to the floor this time. Focusing a little more on opening the hips rather than on moving from standing to laying down and back and forth. So with that in mind, to keep your knees protected, I invite you to bring a mat cushion along, whether that's an extra mat or a blanket or a towel, whatever works for you. I'll meet you in tabletop on hands and knees. Take an extra moment to spread your fingers wide, placing both handprints right underneath your shoulders. You can tuck your toes or untuck your feet here. And do the same with your knees, stacking them right underneath your hips. And neutralize the curvature in your spine, making a nice flat tabletop pose here. Let this pose be strong and check in with your breath. Maybe creating a soft whisper sound in the back of your throat. Noticing any areas of tension or any areas that sort of ask for extra support. As always, my instructions are suggestions only, so you take care of you. On an inhale, tip your front hip points forward towards the floor. Stretch your belly, maybe giggle as you hear my dog laugh and as you hear my dog bark in the background. Find cow pose. Exhale, tuck your tail, round your low back, press the mat away as you tuck your chin. Find cat pose. Keep moving. Inhale, stretch your belly. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, stretch your belly. Exhale, round your back. Send your hips toward your heels. Take child's pose. Noticing the rise and fall of your back with each breath. Notice the texture of the mat underneath your fingers. Shift forward onto your elbows, tuck your toes. Send your hips to the sky for a downward facing dog. It's okay to keep your knees bent here, especially if the backs of your legs feel tight. And just take your dog for a walk, pedaling your heels. So inhale, bend your left knee, lift your heel, and press your right heel towards the mat. Switch sides, pressing your left heel toward the mat as you bend your right knee. Keep breathing. See if you can create space between your shoulders and your ears. Step on the gas in both hands, taking a little weight out of your wrists. When you're ready, walk your feet to meet your hands at the front of your mat in a fold. Inhale, press into both feet, roll up to standing. And take a breath here. Turn your thumbs outward. Let your palms face forward. Reach your fingertips toward the earth as you lift from your crown to grow a little taller. Take a breath here. On your next inhale, lift your hands, reach up high. Palms connect in center as you dive forward, hinging at your hips. Let your head hang as you nod yes. Inhale again, your knees can bend. Inhale to half lift here. Exhale, fold, lead with your heart. Rest your belly on your lap if needed. Let your head hang. Plant both hands and step your feet away from your hands again. Downward facing dog. And bring both knees to the mat. From your tabletop pose, you have options for your vinyasa, your sequence to continue building warmth. You can either move through cat-cow, flowing with the breath like we just did in our warm-up, or from here, you can bird dog, inhaling to lift your right hand and left foot, reaching in a long line. Return both to the mat. Inhale, lift your left hand and right foot, long line again. Return both to the mat. Inhale, other side again. Lift your right hand and left leg. Bring both towards center, but instead of placing them on the mat, connect your right hand with the top of your left knee and create resistance there, noticing the engagement of your core, deciding how much work you'd like to do there. Inhale to reach long again with both. And exhale, place both on the mat. Same thing on the other side. Bird dog, lift your left hand and right foot. Reach long. And connect both in center. So instead of placing your knee and hand on the mat, connect your palm with the top of your knee and create resistance, activating your core. Inhale, lift and reach. Bird dog again. And return to tabletop. Nice work. Send your hips towards your heels. Reach your hands long in front. Take a breath in child's pose. Nice. Step back up for tabletop again. Lift your right leg long behind you. Step it forward between your hands. And come up for a low lunge. You can inchworm your right foot forward if you'd like to sink deeper into this lunge. Keep pressing into the left shin behind you, as well as your right foot in front of you. Inhale to look up, maybe separating your hands a little more for kneeling warrior one. Place both hands on the mat. Return your right knee to the floor for tabletop again. Inhale, reach your left leg long behind, extending. Toes still pointed towards the floor. Exhale, bring your knee to your chest and step between your hands. Setting up for a low lunge on the other side. When you're ready, lift your hands. Take a deep breath in. Reach up high as you press into your right shin and left foot equally. Kneeling warrior one. Again, place both hands on the mat and return to tabletop. Optional warming sequence for your vinyasa. Take cat-cow or join me for bird dog, lifting your right hand and left leg. Exhale, both to the mat. Inhale, lift the other side, left hand, right foot. Reach long. Exhale to tabletop. Inhale, extend your right foot long behind you. Exhale, step it forward, setting up your low lunge. Inhale, lift your hands, reach up, kneeling warrior one. Try to tuck your tail a little bit and avoid just spilling your guts forward, if that makes sense. Let your belly be strong. Nice. Frame your front foot. Leave your toes glued to the mat and send your hips towards your left heel behind you, extending your right leg in front of you. Take a breath here. Exhale, let it go. It's okay if your leg doesn't straighten all the way. You may come only to about here. Whatever works for you today. On your next inhale, peel your toes up and dig your right heel into the mat, flexing your toes towards your shin. We're going to let this become our vinyasa between warrior one poses here on the floor. Getting a little nerve flossing going in the femoral nerve and hip socket. When you're ready, step your right foot forward. You can plant both hands on either side again. This time bringing your right knee to meet your left, returning to tabletop. Other side, inhale, extend your left leg long behind you. Toes pointed toward the floor. Exhale as you step forward. And lift both hands toward the sky for your kneeling warrior one, or a low lunge. Nice. Frame your front foot, but leave it placed where it is. Keep your toes glued to the mat as you shift your hips backward towards your right heel, extending your left leg long. When you're ready, dig into your left heel, lifting the toes, peeling them back to flex towards your face. Keep breathing. You might notice some sensation in the back of the leg. This is a great opportunity to support yourself with yoga blocks if you have them. Walk yourself forward, framing your left foot with your hands and stepping it back to kneel beside your right, returning to tabletop. Let's take another warming sequence. Bird dog. Inhale, right hand, left foot lift. Exhale, return them to the mat. Inhale, other side, bird dog. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, lift your right foot behind you. Exhale, big step forward between your hands. Press into your left knee and your right foot. Lift your hands, look at the sky. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, frame your front foot. Keep that foot glued down in place. Shift your hips towards your left heel, extending your right knee. Now dig into your right heel, flexing your toes towards your shin, stretching the back of your right leg. Walk yourself forward, bend your right knee, stamp your foot forward again, framing it with both hands, and sending your right knee to kneel beside your left for tabletop again. Other side, inhale, lift the left leg long behind, toes pointed towards the floor. Exhale, take a big step forward, setting up for your low lunge. Rise up, lift up both hands, look at the sky, take a breath in. For our modified warrior one today, let your belly be strong. Exhale, plant both hands, frame your front foot. Keep it glued down, send your hips backward, extending your left leg long. Peel your foot off the mat now, digging your heel in as you flex your toes towards your shin. Walk yourself forward again, framing your left foot with your hands and sending it back to meet the right, kneeling for tabletop. Bird dog again. Inhale, lift your right hand and left foot. Make a long line. Exhale, place both on the mat. Inhale, lift your left hand and right foot. Exhale, place both on the mat. Tuck your toes, take a breath in, lift your hips, take a downward facing dog. Pedaling out your heels again, bending one knee as you extend the opposite heel toward the mat, and breathing as you switch sides. Finish the round you're on. Exhale, lower your knees to the mat, return to tabletop. Nice work. Inhale, lift your right leg long behind. Exhale, step it forward between your hands. Press your left shin into the mat, as well as your right foot, helping you lift, finding a modified warrior one. Take a couple breaths here. Notice if you feel a little hyperextended, if you could add a little support in your front body, maybe pressing more firmly into your front foot to help lift yourself up a little more supportively. Turn your thumbs outward, creating space for your shoulders. On an exhale, dive forward, plant both hands beside your right foot. Let your hands support you, walking backward as your right foot stays glued in place, shifting your hips towards your back heel, extending your right leg long. Inhale, peel your toes off the mat in front of you. Flex them towards your face, lighting up the back of your right leg. Exhale, step forward, walk yourself forward. Take a breath, supporting your weight over your right knee. Press firmly into both handprints so much that your right foot begins to hover, and send it back to meet your left, realigning for tabletop. Inhale, lift your left leg long behind. Exhale, step forward. Set your foundation, press into your right shin and left foot equally to lift your hands. Have strength, shortening the space between your low ribs and your front hip points, helping to neutralize any curve in your low back. Try to keep that sort of tucking motion of your tail as you shift your entire torso forward, rather than just letting yourself fold. I hope that's helpful to see the difference there. Frame your front foot, keep your toes glued down as you shift your hips back towards your right heel. Extend your left leg long in front of you. Inhale, dig your heel in, peel your toes up, flex them towards your shin. And slowly walk yourself forward with your hands, stepping your left toes back onto the mat. Take a breath here, supporting your weight over your left knee. Press into both hands until your left knee can tuck back to meet the right and tabletop again. Send your hips towards your heels, stretch both wide handprints forward, take child's pose. Listen to your breath. Shift forward onto your elbows, tuck your toes, lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Let them be full, let them be slow. See if you can find any unnecessary tension to let go. Last breath, let it be your biggest one. stay for the exhale. Breathe in again. And exhale as you lower your knees to the mat. Find tabletop again. Let's stay warm. Couple cycles of bird dog. Inhale, lift your right hand and left foot. Return both to the mat. Exhale. Inhale, lift the other side. Make a long line. Exhale. Reground. Inhale, keep moving, other side. Exhale, reground. Inhale to lift. Press the floor away with your right hand and left knee. Return to tabletop. Extend your right leg again, lifting it behind. Take a big step forward between your hands. When your foundation is set, raise both hands to the sky. Take a breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, another breath in. Exhale, hands to the mat. Keep your right foot glued down, toes too. Shift your hips towards your left heel, extending the back of your right knee toward the floor. Peel your right toes towards your face and dial your toes towards 2 o'clock. Keep breathing, dial them back. Let's go all the way towards 10 o'clock. Do that a couple more times. Dialing from left to right, digging your heel into the mat, and flexing your toes towards your face. You might feel this around your right hip socket. Dial your toes back towards 12 o'clock, straight up. And step your foot forward, walking your hands alongside to assist. Let both hands be heavy. Send your right foot to meet the left, kneeling in tabletop. Inhale, lift your left leg long behind. Exhale, big step forward between your hands. Set up for your low lunge. Inhale, lift both hands to the sky. Exhale here. Inhale again. Exhale, frame your front foot. Glue it to the mat. Shift your hips back. Walk your hands alongside to assist. Extend the back of your left knee towards the floor. Peel your toes up towards your face. It might help to scoot your heel away a little more. And do the same thing, dialing your flexed toes towards 10 o'clock. Back through center and 12 o'clock towards 2. Might have some quivering as you create some new brain pathways for this maybe strange movement. Keep breathing, dialing your flexed toes, sending them towards your face, while also sending them towards 10 and 2. When your toes are back in center, step your left foot forward. Support your torso over your left knee. Plant both hands. And send your left foot to meet your right. Find tabletop. Take a couple rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, tip your front hip points towards the floor. Imagine dragging the mat towards your knees with both hands, stretching your heart forward between your biceps. Exhale, tuck your tail first, round your low back, then your upper back, sending the mat away into the floor with both hands, and tuck your chin. Inhale, cow pose again. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, return to a neutral flat spine in tabletop. Lift your right leg long behind you. Bring your knee towards your chest. Connect your left hand with the top of your thigh. Decide how much work to do here, creating that same core activation you did in the beginning. Inhale, send your hand and knee away for bird dog again. Exhale, plant your left hand, step your right foot forward. Set your foundation, let your hips be heavy towards your right heel. And lift both hands for another kneeling warrior. Exhale, frame your front foot. Keep it glued down, send your hips back towards your left heel. Extend your right leg long. Peel your toes up towards your face. Dig your right heel into the mat. Exhale here. Keep breathing. Dial your toes to the right. And dial your toes to the left. Send your toes towards 12 o'clock. Step forward. Let your right knee support your right shoulder. Plant both hands and send your right knee to meet the left in tabletop. Inhale, send your left foot away behind you, extending your leg long. Exhale, crunch your knee towards center. Bring your right hand to the top of that thigh. Create connection and resistance here. Decide how much strength to exert. On an inhale, lift your right hand and left foot. Long for bird dog once more. Return both to the mat. Inhale, lift your left leg again. And step it forward this time. Let your hips be heavy towards your left heel. And send your hands to the sky. Breathe here. Exhale. Another breath in. And frame your front foot with your hands. Send your hips towards your heel, behind you. Extend your left leg long. Peel your toes towards your face. Breathe as you dial your toes to the left and to the right. Return to center. Step forward. Send your left knee to meet your right. Find tabletop. Send your hips towards your heels. Take child's pose. Receive a full breath. Appreciate the work you've done, even though it was on the floor. See you tomorrow for day 24. Bye.